Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of ServerTalks. Today we're with the boy DrePVP. Hello, dude. How you doing?
How's it going?
Yeah, thanks so much for doing this, though. I appreciate you coming on, man. Obviously, I know you're a busy guy. Appreciate you doing this for me.
Of course.
Brilliant, bro. I guess I'll just kind of get straight into it. So it's been a crazy year or two. How have you been keeping up, bro? How's everyone doing around you? How's your family? You all good?
Yeah, it has been quite an interesting year for sure. I moved out this year, so that's pretty cool, but I'm holding up fine.
Good, bro. How's family and stuff? Everyone keeping safe?
Yeah, my family's doing well.
Good, man. Glad to hear it. How have you been keeping busy? Obviously, you had Valor. Obviously, we've seen Valor and Cave merge now. How have you been kind of keeping busy over the last few months?
Right, so, well, obviously Valor took up a huge chunk of my time
Yeah.
day to day. So with this merge, I kind of have a lot of newfound free time, and I'm not really jumping into anything quite yet for what I want to do. But I am doing a lot of trading stuff, and
Ooh, nice.
obviously I love business, and
Mm.
that's ultimately what I want to be doing for the rest of my life. So kind of just looking into my options, figuring out what exactly I want to do,
Yeah.
starting companies and stuff like that. But
Shit, nice. Have you kind of explored any company routes at all? Like, do you know what you're interested in?
well, I love e-commerce,
Oh,
and
okay.
I also don't know that I fully want to go away from Minecraft. I have a
Yeah.
couple things on the table that I could do,
Hmm.
but right now I'm really just weighing my options and figuring it out.
Shit, nice, dude. Well, it's good that you've got like a positive mindset about everything. You know, what you kind of want. Um,
Yeah.
what obviously you said you're not really afraid to shy away from Minecraft. What would you kind of be exploring in Minecraft? Can we get any kind of sneak peeks or?
Well, nothing too crazy. I mean, right now I'm potentially going to be working on a project that kind of revolves around managing servers and stuff, which
Hmm.
could be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Um, and then I have a couple people I'm talking to, and I could be starting a server as well. Not too sure yet, but it would not be an HCF.
That's sick. Nice, dude. Well, I'm glad everything's going good for you. What did you obviously like with the initial surge of the whole Corona stuff? What did you kind of spend your time doing? I know Chase and stuff said they were watching a bunch of Netflix. Obviously, Chase had his photography stuff. What did you kind of find yourself doing?
Um, Honestly, I'm trying to think of when Corona first hit.
Yeah, for real.
Because it has been quite some
Ages.
time, it feels like.
Yeah.
But I was kind of just hanging around. I mean, I was obviously living at home when it first hit
Yeah.
with my dad, so I was really just staying inside. I was recording, I was grinding my YouTube channel,
Mm.
um, and a lot of people know that I was working on a practice server, so I dedicated a lot of time to that too as
Yeah.
well. Um, and honestly, I watched a lot of YouTube. I'm a huge sports fan, so I was
Oh,
definitely
nice.
keeping up with sports. But I'd say that's primarily where my time was being spent.
Nice, dude. So all productive stuff. Good to hear. What's obviously through all this time, you've definitely been watching some Netflix, right?
Honestly, I kind of stay away from TV,
Dre.
mainly because I mean, I don't know exactly what to watch.
Mm.
But other than that, I mean, I really just spend my time that I would be watching TV, watching YouTube.
Mm. Okay.
Um, I've just never been able to dedicate
Yeah.
the time to like a show
Got you.
or something like that.
What kind of YouTubers have you seen that's caught your eye?
Oh wow. I mean, I watch a ton of stuff on
Yeah, yeah, it's quite
YouTube.
hard to define properly.
Um, yeah, I watch a lot of sports. Obviously, I keep
Mm.
up with the UFC
Oh
a
yeah.
bit. I watch the NBA a lot. The college football season just ended, but I was heavily invested in college football.
Yeah.
Um, I would watch some Minecraft stuff here and
Yeah.
there to just keep up with things.
So you saw that McGregor's got his fight in a few days, isn't there?
Yeah, he's fighting
It's
Dustin
gonna be
Poirier.
yeah, it's gonna be a
Should
good
be
fight.
interesting.
Yeah. Got some history with that one. That'll be a good one.
I will
Uh,
be watching for sure.
yeah, no, 100%. It's like 4 a.m. for me, but it's definitely gonna be worth the wait. Obviously, you kind of sort of dug into the whole like trading world, the e-commerce and stuff. Were there any other hobbies you kind of discovered during the whole coronavirus lockdown stuff,
Hobbies that I discovered.
or like
Well,
found interest in?
I've always been investing for a long time, and anyone that's watching is something that you should definitely get a start on. But basically, I mean, I was always doing long term and stocks, and I'd
Mm.
say I kind of recently just got into option trading, which is a little more risky and
Yeah.
bit of a gamble, but I've kind of been just trying to study that and learn a lot about that whole arena.
Obviously, 10%'s got all that stuff. I'll make sure that's in the description. Do you want to kind of briefly explain what you guys do over there?
Yeah, sure. I mean, 10% is a trading group that's basically owned by Colby, Mezoid, and Cameron. He's kind of left the community, so a lot of them might
Yeah.
not know who that is. But essentially, they just kind of post their plays and give advice with trading and stuff. And you're welcome to just follow whatever plays they do and make money while they make money.
Yeah, so all that will be in the description, guys. Make sure you guys go all check it out. Obviously, join the Discord, everything. Um, when did you? Obviously, let's kind of go in depth with your channel. When did you start recording?
Oh wow. So I'm trying to think exactly when I started recording. I mean, I actually recorded factions when I was probably like 12. And I had a MacBook and I
Wow.
was recording with QuickTime Player. And I have some funny old videos, but that's when I very first started recording. But then I'd say when I first took recording actually serious, um, was kind of around, I'd say, HC teams, HC squads, kind of around there.
Hmm. So quite a while ago. Jesus, OG days.
Yeah, a long time ago.
So when did you kind of get involved with Tally, Colby, and stuff like
Um, I guess I'll start kind of from the beginning,
that? Yeah, go on.
because ever since I played HGF and even any game mode, I've always led a faction. I've never looked to join anyone. I always just create my own faction with my
Yeah.
own people. Um, and I was looking for a faction to join and didn't really know what to expect. And I came across a faction that I joined that Noah or Bro was
Hmm.
in. And so I kind of met him. And then um, Block and my Rari, who's somebody who hasn't been around for a while, but he created a faction. And a faction that I leading went raidable. And then they offered me to join. And I was familiar with Noah, obviously,
Yeah.
and iMake, and a few of the other people in that faction. And I joined them and started playing, and we all clicked. And then from there, Colby and Evan 40 and Kraken and all those guys and Ziggy, they all joined that faction and we played together. And that's kind of the first time that I had really played with them. And that was like an early HC Squads map. I couldn't tell you which
Damn.
one, but yeah.
Damn, dude. This is ages ago. You guys have been friends for
Oh
ages.
yeah, no, it was a long time. I mean, I wasn't super close with Tally, obviously,
Yeah.
because I kind of did my own
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Um, and they did their own thing with their faction. But we definitely played in a few factions together
Hmm.
and we're familiar with each other. But
Yeah, of course.
there was a little bit of beef too. It was pretty
Really?
funny. Yeah, it was pretty funny actually.
Wow. I mean, is it something we can go into, or is it?
I mean, yeah, we can. I mean, it's pretty funny looking back at it
Go on
before,
then.
but so basically, I had a faction and I invited Noah and Bakmairari and all these people to my faction. And they kind of were joining my faction and joining Colby's faction back and forth.
Oh yeah.
And we always kind of had like a friendly competition going on. But basically, when they went raidable, we just leveled their base and just took every spawner, which was a big
Oh my
deal back
god.
then, and griefed it. And then they didn't think it was that funny, and then they hated me. And then we kind of just had a friendly competition from there, and it was funny. I don't think we spoke for a while
Yeah.
after, but things worked itself out.
That's funny, dude. What the fuck? How did it
Yeah.
like? How did it kind of feel hitting your first like 100 subs, or like your first big milestone on YouTube?
Um, I couldn't even tell you when I hit 100 subs, but I was definitely super excited. I mean, I totally love doing the YouTube thing.
Yeah.
But obviously I was in school
Mm.
and I was always in like honors and AP, and so
Yeah. Yeah.
school kind of took all my time. And my parents were very, very strict.
Mm.
So I had a clear passion for YouTube, but I couldn't
Just
quite
difficult.
be consistent with it because of them just not wanting me on my computer ever,
Got you.
and was forcing me to do other things.
Yeah, of course.
So it was kind of hard to get into it, but I definitely enjoyed it. Actually remember, because my parents didn't allow me to even, they like banned me from playing video games during the week.
Wow.
And so I used to wake up at 5 a.m. before school and edit my videos when they were asleep. I had to get my
Oh,
videos
God.
up during the school day.
Yeah.
But
Dude, that is
yes,
hustle. That is hustle.
funny stuff. Yeah.
Is there anything kind of looking back on your channel that you do differently, or?
I mean, I'd say the only thing was just if you, I mean, talking to everyone, but especially myself, it's if you really want to do YouTube, you have to be willing to commit the time to it, because unless you're going to be consistent with it, it's just simply not going to work out, and you'll just be wasting your time.
Yeah.
So I'd say, I wish I just kind of understood that a little bit more
Got you.
and took it a little bit more serious.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, that's good advice. 100%. What
Yeah.
server? What was the first server you kind of like got your first media role on, or like partner or something?
Oh wow, media role. I don't even know because I never really had that big of a channel until I mean, I don't even have a big channel now, but until I recently grinded YouTube. But then obviously I stopped to
Yeah.
focus my time towards Valor.
Yeah.
But I'd say I mean I had like YouTube and Famous on Viper, and then I got partner at like Rival.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all good accomplishments. I mean, especially like the Viper ones. Like that's obviously down to some great work. There's no putting it down. So yeah, nice one, dude. What like?
Yeah.
What kind of keeps you going? Like, because obviously I myself like recording. Like sometimes there's just some dry days where like can't get shit all done. What kind of keeps you motivated to keep going with everything? I guess with real life stuff, like your stock stuff, your recording, your channel. You can kind of choose one or two, I guess.
Well, I think there's kind of like two different motivations. So one, prior to me moving out and like obviously having to pay bills and all this stuff, it really, my motivation really just came from just the love of it and just straight up enjoying it. And I just aspired to do YouTube. I looked up to some people that were doing it, and I just really enjoyed it. So that's kind of what kept me going. And then obviously paying your own bills and stuff. Finances are a clear motivation because you can't go homeless.
Yeah, obviously.
So that obviously keeps you going. But I don't know. I've always just been a self-motivated person. I always find motivation through just myself. And
just wanting to get
if
something done.
if I'm not passionate about something, then just like I wouldn't do it.
Got you. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I think self-motivation is definitely key to getting shit done. Like, you can have all the motivation in the world, but if you don't want to do something, there's no point in trying it.
Yeah.
Nice,
And I'd
dude.
say, if to add just one more thing,
of course, go for it,
is to fully just commit yourself, because a lot of people say, you know, how do you stay motivated doing something in particular? But I don't think you have to stay motivated. I just think when you come to a new beginning, you are understanding and you're conscious of the choice that you're making when you're going to dedicate your time to something. And so if you say, I'm going to commit to something, I don't think there should be ever a time where you're like, should I not upload this video? Like, should I just skip recording? Like, for instance, when I was grinding YouTube, it wasn't like, there was not an if I didn't have an upload. It was I was going to have an upload regardless of if I had to stay up till 10 a.m. or 9 a.m. or 7 a.m. It was like, you just fully commit yourself to it. And then once you kind of wrap your brain around that, it's kind of easy to just keep that going.
Yeah, no, I think, there's definitely good points. And I think that'll probably help people because obviously there's some smaller YouTubers watching and blah, blah, blah. That'll definitely help them. So, yeah, that's definitely good advice, bro. Obviously, we kind of touched on Valor. What, like, at the start, did you find yourself getting kind of stressed with it? Was it sometimes getting a bit too much and stuff. Obviously, Chase said that you guys had a great development team, which I don't doubt at all. Did you find yourself getting quite stressed?
It was definitely stressful for sure. Mainly just because we didn't have just an infinite time to do the server. We were on a strict timeline because of the fact that Dylan, Chase, and Nate, they needed obviously footage to record. Like they needed to record. They needed a server to record on.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's honestly one of the hugest regrets is trying to push it out that quick.
Yeah.
But it was definitely very stressful, especially since working on a Minecraft server is something quite unique because everything is online, and motivating people online to do stuff is a very, very difficult thing.
Yeah, 100%. What kind of ways did you find to cope with the stress? Did you obviously did getting something right help? Did you I don't know, go watch something? Did you talk to the boys?
I mean, honestly, I'd say the greatest part was just that I was doing it with, my best friends. So we would just stay up for hours and just talking about stuff. And so it wasn't like I just had to internalize everything. We were all there and committed and doing it together. So we kind of just would bounce each other's thoughts.
I mean, it's good that you guys feel comfortable around each other because obviously that helps a lot. Nice, dude.
Yeah.
Did you, obviously I've touched on this quite a lot with all the YouTubers, obviously, because I think it's a key subject, especially nowadays. Did you ever see online stuff or just in general mental health issues, stuff like that? Did you ever find yourself feeling a bit shitty, and how did you kind of cope with it? Because obviously I think it's a key subject to talk about because I feel like loads of people go through shit no one knows.
I mean, mental health is definitely a huge thing. I've never personally looked at myself and said that there was something wrong with me. I kind of was always just looking to fix whatever whatever I was feeling. I don't know. I'm very self-aware of my thoughts and stuff like that, and so sometimes I would just have to take a step back and just think what's causing this emotion, and honestly trying different things in your life and seeing what kind of brings you happiness. Nice. I will say I definitely went through a dark time, and I've definitely correlated to really the main source of what personally I become depressed with. Yeah. And it's really if I'm just not working towards something or growing as a person. So if I just had no long-term goals that I was really working towards, I would find myself depressed, and it definitely took a lot of self-reflection to figure that out. Also, I'd say another huge thing that I realized too is sleep. People don't really fully understand the importance of sleep. So that's another huge one. Another thing that I've found that helps me out is just structure in my life. My life kind of revolves around, or at least my sleep schedule revolves around the stock market now. So I try to go to bed at around 10 or 11, and I wake up at 6:15 every morning.
Wow.
And so kind of having a schedule is also very huge.
Yeah, dude. Definitely good, valid piece of advice. I think the structure and the sleep one, 100%, and having something to aim towards definitely helps. Obviously, I think we've all been through dark times. Obviously, it's unfortunately in the UK it's not as easy with lockdown because we're in a full lockdown right now. We can't do anything. We can't even see one person, so you kind of get trapped with your own thoughts. Obviously, I've been through some shit as well. But you just gotta figure out your goal. I mean, whatever it's gonna be, whether it's I want to work out 5 times a week, or it can be even the smallest achievement still brings you happiness.
Happiness. I mean, it starts from even just making your bed in the morning, finishing a simple task, or I know I struggle with trying to stay hydrated. Small goal would be make sure I drink 6 glasses of water a day. It starts with the small things. But
no, I appreciate that, dude. I appreciate you sharing your personal stuff and obviously stuff that helps you, man. I appreciate that's obviously gonna help some people. Thank you, dude. I mean, I'm glad everything's going okay for you, but if anyone is struggling and shit, just kind of listen, guys. Obviously, having something to aim towards is definitely going to help you. That will bring some sort of positivity if you achieve that goal, but make sure the goals are achievable. Don't be unfair on yourself, stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I appreciate that, Dre. Thank you, man. What kind of, whilst doing YouTube and I guess in life as well, what mostly YouTube obviously, what were kind of some big challenges you had to kind of go across or hurdle and stuff like that?
Big challenges. Well, honestly, I'd say probably one of the biggest hurdles I've had to go over was, which a lot of people know and actually clown me about, but I always wanted to start a practice server. I just love practice, and I just thought that there was so much more that could be done with it that wasn't being done. And this was when I was like 14, I believe. I remember being super excited about it, like my freshman year of high school and my sophomore year. But that I just really, really wanted to. And I remember I first started out, I bought a practice plugin, and the dude just like ghosted me, stopped responding. I couldn't get it to work. And then I found another developer. He wasn't like skilled enough, couldn't get it to work. I tried releasing, flopped. And then I found another developer, and he said, we got to start from scratch. We started from scratch, and then he didn't finish it. And I had completely paid him the full amount already. And then he just never finished it and came up with a lot of, he had a lot of personal issues going on. So I got screwed again. And then I tried doing another practice server, and then the next developer didn't finish the project when it was almost done.
Fucking hell.
I'm a perfectionist, so I wanted everything to be perfect, which definitely drove my developers crazy. But it just never got finished, and I definitely felt very, very depressed, because I had this goal in mind for, years, and I just fell short every time. But then Valor came around, and then I guess that's kind of where that fulfillment came from, was I finally, launched a server, which I had been wanting to do for so long.
Yeah, and it's good. Again, like we go back to that whole goal thing, and obviously there's going to be loads of times where things fail, but obviously you pull through in the end. You've done really well. So life lessons and everything that happens. But how did you kind of initially get your name out there? I guess like we know Colby and Chase had their Invis raid in. We know Painful had Pain Train, stuff like that. What kind of got DrePVP out there to people?
I'd say most of the players that knew me back in the day quit, but the main reason I guess I was known for was because I led like a power faction. And I would compete in like on HC teams. It was like extremely competitive. And so that's kind of where my name got up in the very beginning, was just through my faction. But beyond that, I guess it really just came from, I guess in the public spectacle right now, probably just from out with all these YouTubers. It's just kind of, it really is funny that like the people I ended up hanging out with ended up just like running the game right now. I met iMake when he was at like 1K subs. I met Bro when he was at like 500 subs. Colby and Chase were at like 2K subs or something. Like it was just like, it's just funny to think all these people that I spoke to all stuck with it, and they're killing it now. I'm happy for them.
Of course. Half of you are living together, half of you have got servers together.
That's another thing.
That's ridiculous. So you're still at the thingy house, aren't you? The Pyronic house?
Yes, I am.
Damn, dude. Let's talk about that, dude. How does it feel? You guys are very hard workers. Obviously, you fully deserve everything. How does it feel like being able to live with the boys that you've recorded with for the past like 4 or 5 years? How does it feel? Is it a sick experience, obviously, from a third party perspective from me?
Yeah, it's totally cool. I remember when I was just very young, I used to play COD on my PS3 and stuff, and I just remember watching like these phase guys moving in, and it was like, that's crazy. And it is truly, a blessing, and it's a huge privilege that I'm able to, because obviously it doesn't happen for everyone. But I don't know. I mean, we're always so driven towards the future and what we're trying to accomplish that
Yeah.
sometimes you gotta look back and be like, wow,
Just
we're
reflect.
really doing
Yeah,
it. We're really doing this right now. But yeah, no, I mean, it's a huge privilege. I don't know. I think it's just really cool because in school, I mean, I always had a bunch of friends, but I never really quite clicked
got you.
um, with them like I do with the people in this house. And so I really I just followed the bond that we had, and I knew I wanted to be around these guys, and we have very common interests, and we're like-minded people. So
Yeah.
we stuck with it, and luckily everyone has their own thing going, and we were just able to do this. But yeah, it
That
definitely is
is,
crazy to think back and be like, wow, I'm kind of living the gamer's dream.
bro, 100%. I mean, you guys do fucking deserve it. You guys have been hustling for years, dude. Like servers, channels, multiple servers each at one time partnered on. It's safe to say, like, you're not even lit in a lick ass way. You guys do deserve it. I mean, you guys are hustlers, hard workers. Obviously, as you said, waking up at 6 most mornings for stocks. Like, it's nothing shy of full deserving kind of actions going towards you. You guys fully deserve everything, and I guess as a
Appreciate that.
no, of course, man. I mean, as a third party person, it's super cool seeing, I guess, like everyone's idols within the community living it up, and obviously there will be people being like, oh, like fuck them, blah blah blah, because they're just fucking little new gens who chat loads of shit. But all the OGs that know you guys,
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
you're always gonna get that.
yeah, obviously. I mean, it's fucking HCF and life, I guess. Not everyone's gonna want to see you succeed, but no, dude. I
Yeah.
mean, everyone's super proud of you guys. It's remarkable. Obviously, the location of your house, the work you guys put
Yeah.
in, it's ridiculous, dude. Fully
Yeah.
deserved, man. I rate you guys. What when making your channel content and stuff, did you kind of find it hard keeping it unique? Obviously, it's harder nowadays, but back in the day, maybe was it hard or was it quite easy?
Um. So back in the day, I'd say my whole kind of perception on YouTube has definitely shifted as I've kind of matured and understood a little bit of the business side behind it.
Mm,
But um, back then, I wasn't really recording to to get the best video in the world or to I mean, obviously I wanted to be entertaining, but I wasn't so focused on the content creation.
got you.
I was just I was just simply playing the game and recording what I was playing. And if I thought that that was worthy of putting in a video, I'd put it in a video. But
Got you.
I'd say nowadays it's kind of shifted where you're constantly thinking of how
Yeah.
what should I record, what's going to be entertaining, what's going to
Yeah,
get
it's
me
hard.
views and all of that.
Yeah, obviously it's changed a lot, dude. It's so hard nowadays. I can definitely vouch for that. Have you
Yeah.
what's like? Has there been any huge problems with your channel? Obviously, like some people that have come on, they've said that they've had a pass for like, obviously, unfortunately, scamming or like stuff like that. Is there anything kind of which obviously everyone's got
Any
past?
drama around my
Yeah, like
name?
anything.
I mean, honestly, no. I
You're
mean,
pretty. Your channel's been
I
pretty chill, isn't it?
yeah, I mean, I've always held myself to like very high morals,
Mm.
and so I just I
Stay
really
clear.
I don't really think that I did anything that would have
Incriminate.
evoked some sort of reaction to
Got you.
make people like hate me or my online persona. I
Yeah.
mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I was immature. I definitely have gone off on some
No,
people
100%. Yeah, everyone
and
has.
said things I didn't mean, but I don't think I mean, I've never scammed anyone in my life.
Mm.
And I mean, yeah, I just being a decent human being, and I don't really think you're gonna kind of just can avoid all that stuff.
100%. Yeah. Yeah. Nice, dude. Good. It's good that nothing like that's happened. Whilst going along your channel growth, or actually let's talk about server and channel growth. I guess what have been some good resources which have helped your channel growth and obviously Valor's initial growth, I guess, as well.
So I guess that's like a two-part question. So I'll answer the
Yeah, go
first
for it.
one. Um, my channel growth. Um, I'd say, well, back in the day, I was always trying to put my videos out in public chat and
Yeah.
just like connect with new people and stuff like that. But really growing it, I'd just say, I mean, just focusing on what on your I don't know. I mean, it's kind of hard to explain like how to grow your channel. I mean, I think consistency is the number one thing,
Yeah.
and just really focusing on what actually is entertaining and what's not. And I think uh, looking at what other people are doing, and that might not even necessarily be uploading the same videos. I mean, I think you can take inspiration from so many different things like vlogs and a bunch of other things. I think understanding editing is another huge thing.
Okay.
I think everybody should at least learn how to edit.
Yeah.
That way you can kind of wrap your brain around how you want a video to be portrayed.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
really, if you upload good content and you're consistent with it and you stick at it, you're gonna grow.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think consistency, and also obviously the learning editing one I've never heard from anyone, any of the YouTubers and stuff. So I think that's a really unique one that we haven't heard. I think that's definitely a valid one as well. Because if you just randomly just throw clips in, it's not really going to be fun. But yeah, I mean, in terms of Valor, what did you kind of see helped you guys grow that?
So with Valor, I mean, I think a huge thing is just generating hype. That's like a huge way to grow it. So I've kind of learned that it's not best. You know, you could have a million things that you want to do,
Yeah.
but you shouldn't do them all at once. You should, you know, slowly let them like simmer in. Because with Valor, one thing that we did is we brought just a bunch of new things right at the beginning, which obviously created a bunch of hype.
Yeah.
But I'd say just figuring out a game plan to kind of sustain the hype and continue to have people be excited about it.
Yeah, okay.
Because word of mouth is a huge thing on this game. But other than that, I mean, just managing your socials well.
Yeah.
Just keeping people happy.
Yeah, I think obviously that's a key one as well. Yeah, those are fucking good piece of advice, especially the one about like managing when you put your updates out and stuff like that. I think that's definitely good, because I think
I'd say that's a huge one for sure.
Yeah, because people just like pile everything into the first release, but if you keep it gradual, then there's things for people to continuously be looking forward to. Yeah, that's good advice. What obviously, basically everyone in this TS I kind of look up to. Do you have any kind of YouTuber inspirations of your own? Sorry, maybe should we make this two parts? So at the start of your YouTube kind of life, did you have any inspirations, and what about now?
I'd say my number one, I guess, original push to begin doing YouTube and HCF was Painful. Obviously he was at the top of the game back then 100%. when I first started recording. So I'd say he was definitely like the one that I looked up to the most. And nowadays,
it doesn't have to be HCF related. It could be just like vloggers, like I don't know, like bloody James Charles, if you're into that.
I can't say I watched James Charles. I'm trying to think of who I used to watch back in the day. I mean, I watched Faye's stuff. I watched. Trying to think of what content back then that I used to watch. It'd be interesting if I could pull up my YouTube history back then from years ago.
What about nowadays? Maybe nowadays would be easier.
Nowadays, I think I definitely respect. I don't know. I wouldn't say that I really idolize YouTubers at this point in my life, but I can kind of just respect what they do.
Their hustle and stuff.
I respect their hustle, and I can see, you know, their vision and stuff, and how they have like adapted to YouTube. But I mean, obviously, I have tremendous respect for Colby and what he's been able to accomplish, and not only that, but just the consistency that he's had throughout his career has been really unmatched. Other YouTubers, I like watching like vlogs. I like watching Danny Duncan. I think Nelk
Oh,
They're
I was hoping you'd say
geniuses
that. I'd
over at
hoping you'd say
Nelk.
Nelk.
Yeah, they're absolute
Yeah,
geniuses.
legends.
Even if you think that they're just a bunch of knuckleheads, partying and doing stuff, there's a crazy business structure behind
100%.
that
Yeah.
that I totally respect. Besides that, I'd say someone I definitely also respect, which I kind of got to watch, was
Mm.
Spyfy.
Oh yeah.
Um, Spyfy, a lot of people might not even know, but he was a part of the HGF
Yeah, yeah,
community. He
yeah.
used to upload Let's Plays with Alex,
Alex, yeah.
and I mean, he completely 180'd his channel and
Went.
switched it up to the viral type of
Mm.
content, and
He
that blew
definitely
him up.
adapted well. Yeah, he
He
adapted
did.
well.
He adapted very well. So I definitely have respect for him. I don't really know him personally, but definitely have respect for him.
I
Because it's a huge risk to do something
Yeah,
like that.
100%. I
But
when originally Spyfy was in the HF when he had like 14k subs. You know Oliver, don't you, Killer?
yeah.
I joined Faithful TS. Bear in mind this was like when Colby was owner of Vault. I joined. I was like, back then I sounded a lot like Spyfy, so I was like, yeah, hi, I'm Spyfy. I'm just here for my partner rank or something. And then out of nowhere,
Oh
I
man.
see Killer move me, and he's like, yeah, so you down to record? And I was like, yeah. I'm so down to, bro. I'm gonna be consistent. I'm gonna upload a lot. And he's like, can you send me proof that you're on the channel just to make sure, bro? And I was like, yeah. Can I just send it in a few minutes? And he was like, yeah. He gave me my rank in game, everything. And
That's
then,
hilarious.
dude, and then I didn't have the Spyfy Minecraft account, so I was like, can you just give us my ult? I want to do a series. And he was like, yeah, no worries. Make sure you give me that screenshot. And like 20 minutes later, he tellies me. He got my telly somehow, and then he's like, yeah, you're blacklisted from the Faithful MC network. And I was
That's
like,
funny.
fuck. I was like,
That is
shit.
funny.
I hopped on my account. I think it was like, I can't remember if it was Vania back then, but I hopped on. I just said a bunch of shit in chat, and yeah, dude, I don't know how I got away with it, but yeah, that's my little story of impersonating Spyfy. Spyfy, if you're watching this, bro, which you're probably not, I do apologize, but yeah, man, that was my little story.
I'd say one more YouTuber that I
Go
definitely
for it, bro. Yeah,
respect.
go for it.
And it's, I mean, weird. I mean, I live with him, but Skeppy, I think, is
Oh yeah.
a genius, complete genius. When I was even doing YouTube before Valor, I was totally studying his channel and trying to figure out what he was doing, and I was definitely adopting a lot of the principles that he was applying to his channel. But I'd say he's also very, very, very smart.
Nice, yeah. I was just on my phone for a second. I saw Chase's Instagram. Have you guys moved out or something, or?
No, so right now our lease ends in April,
Oh, okay.
and so we are looking to just move into a new house.
That house looks fire, bro. What the hell?
Yeah, it was definitely an upgrade. I mean, we're still figuring it out,
Got
but
you, yeah.
we kind of want to move into a house and kind of pursue something else
Got you,
altogether.
okay. Yeah, fair enough. Nice, dude. I mean, I'm glad everything's going right for you guys. That's crazy moves. We'll slowly start wrapping it up. Obviously, you guys are big names in the community. Personally, just kind of thank you for being there, I guess, for people to look up to, myself, everyone.
Of course.
What are kind of the three best pieces of advice you can give to upcoming YouTubers? And obviously, thankfully, you're a server owner yourself. Maybe you could give advice as an owner and a YouTuber, if that's okay.
So for a YouTuber, I mean, I think I've kind of already touched on where I stand with that. I'd say, biggest thing is consistency, and I'd say another huge thing is you just have to continue to critique your content so much, and I'd say outsource and look at what other people are doing. I'd say try to be unique, because if you're just gonna do the exact same thing that somebody else is doing in the same space, you're really not gonna find what you're looking for. You kind of need to find your own voice in whatever it is that you're doing. As for servers, I'd say advice I would give for servers is treat your people right. I mean, I guess this is kind of for all businesses, but just treat your people right, because I mean, you see it all the time, people trying to take advantage of people.
Yeah.
And that'll just ruin a whole server's reputation just like that. And so I think if you treat all your people with respect, and you take care of them, they're happy, I don't think anyone can really have anything bad to say about it.
Yeah.
Another thing I would say is be careful on where you put your money. Obviously, HCF in this kind of community is much different from what it used to be. Now it's really driven by money more than anything. And so everyone's always going to be looking to take advantage of you and try to get you to spend more money than you should. And so kind of just being firm with that
It's being smart
is
as well.
another huge piece of advice I would give for sure. Because at the end of the day, you can't spend more than you make.
Yeah, 100%. Wow. Yeah, dude. I definitely can back both those points. Obviously, I've recently just kind of gotten into KitPVP server of my own, which is pretty cool. Obviously, some of the Tally boys are going to be doing some content on there, which is amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah. I mean, I can definitely back what you just said. Like putting your money in the right places, stuff like that is definitely key. And even with the YouTube stuff, consistency, everything. Yeah, definitely key things. Dre, we'll wrap it up here, bro. I know you're probably busy, and obviously it's quite late for me, but it's been an absolute pleasure doing this, bro. Episode 3. Thank you so much for doing this, bro. Obviously, we touched on a few things. Yeah, dude, this was episode 3, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. All of the info is down below for Dre's socials, all of the 10% stuff. So yeah, make sure you guys go check it all out. Join as well. Is there anything you kind of want to plug, Dre, or anything you want to say?
No, I think I'm about good.
Sweet, bro.
Thank you for having me.
No, of course, man. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Brilliant, guys. Make sure you guys go down below, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys hopefully for episode 4 of ServerTalks.